back from Perth with a win.
Yep.
How good does it feel getting those 4 points over there?
I think the 4 points are, obviously really exciting and symbolic of a lot of hard work from a lot of people in our playing group. It's so nice for them to get reward for effort, and also our staff. It's been such an enormous block in this fixture, 4 games in 16 days, and now turning around from a Saturday game in Perth into a Thursday at Alberton again. It's so nice for our whole group to get reward for effort.
And as you say, it is a little bit of a brutal fixture in terms of the last couple of weeks. You must be really proud of the maturity and the resilience of your young group and again, your staff.
Yeah, it's been an absolute team effort on and off field to get 2 really strong results off the back of 4 games in 16 days and 3 of them being travels. And I think looking back to the North Melbourne game, which was the first of the 4, some shocking conditions on a Friday afternoon at Adberton Oval in Melbourne, and we started that game poorly against what looks to be the premiership favourites at the moment, and then to look like the team that, I think we won on the scoreboard in the whole second half, and, the conditions were gross, but that's significant for our group. And then you go into the Richmond game again a few days later, and they got the jump on us with some pretty classy mids in particular, and to look like the team that was fitter and stronger in that second half against what will be a finals group in Richmond, and then to feel and look really, really strong in that third game at Alberton, and then go to Perth and have so many reasons to underperform or, 3 goals, 1 down at quarter time. The maturity in the group that you're talking about is enormous, and again, some real confidence in our team on and off field to know that there's a lot of resilience building in our group, and the performances are really coming for us now. So it's really positive.
You mentioned those North and Richmond games where perhaps with the scoreboard being what it was at the end, the second half efforts, do you feel like they've flown under the radar a little bit, perhaps more broadly in the competition?
Obviously we're based in Adelaide and there's 10 teams in Melbourne, and at times we do go under the radar, and for the most part that serves us well. So we will keep worrying about ourselves and our process, and we do need to be really diligent. We've got Collingwood who have shown their best footy is really competitive, and I know that they're a strong contested team, and it's pleasing for me to hear other coaches, and I heard Daisy speak about us being a strong contest team, and what that tells us is teams are prepared for that, and so we need to be really diligent and focused on each game that comes, and so being absolutely ready for the contest from the very start will be a key focus for us going into Thursday.
You mentioned the team review yesterday. Can you share a little bit with us around, what the themes were from that, or, the key learnings from the game on the weekend?
I think offence has been something I've spoken about a lot in the last 2.5 years, and so returning to a very aggressive style of offence has been important for us in the last couple of weeks, particularly coming out of the North and Richmond games. And so we feel our contest and our Team D has grown a lot since last year. We were 17th pressure factor team after the season last year, and right now we sit second just behind North Melbourne, and prior to the West Coast game we were first in the comp for a couple of weeks. So they're absolute bedrocks of our game, and then we know we're closer to our best when we're really aggressive offensively, and we've still got work to do in that space.
Some young players on the weekend probably had their best game of the season, if not best game of their career, so like Scholes, Wendland, Garrick, there are a few others in there. Is there anything you wanted to say about them and that growth and development of that really young group?
Yeah, obviously we've talked a lot about our draftees from last year, and Molly Brooksby and Sinead Goody being Rising Star nominees, and we've seen Piper Window be really consistent and better each game. And then you look at the crew that have been here 1 or 2 or 3 years, and you mentioned Scholes and Dowrick, who are really finding their form and some consistency in their preparation, which I think is really helping their game. And Caitlin Wendland, I couldn't be more happy for. Port person through and through, and that was easily her best game of AFLW. She was outstanding. Justine Mills-Robertson's 75th game, and hits the scoreboard a couple of times and brings amazing energy and resilience to our group. So, I could go on. To be fair, I thought our forwards, it was their best performance of the year so far, and so all the little rocks that we've been working on for a long period of time, we're starting to see come together. But we have to understand that each game has to be key focus, and we have to shift really quickly into being prepared for Thursday night at Alberton against Collingwood.
Did you expect that the fitness work that had been done through the off-season and the pre-season would sort of show and pay off quite so quickly. It's been quite remarkable, the turnaround of being able to run out games in comparison to perhaps the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's certainly been something that our group and coaches, to be fair, we've been frustrated by for the first couple of seasons in this comp. And then there's this balance of building a level of fitness and strength to compete against older and more experienced bodies in this comp takes time. And so to see so much of it unlocked this year, I think, it is a real reflection of a lot of our staff and our players' hard work over a long period of time, not just over the last 9 or 10 months. And I think also a really nice incentive and fuel to the fire going into future off-season. So our group now really does understand what's required, and I think there's more to unlock in this space too. I think, we're only just beginning around where we can get to in our aerobic capacity, our repeat sprint, and our strength in the gym is translating on field. How much has been unlocked this year is so far exciting. We've still got a lot of work to do.
And then Collingwood this week, it's a relatively short turnaround. Have you had a chance to look ahead much at them? Obviously, as a coaching group, you probably have, but as a larger group, and what do you expect from them? They've had a little bit of a tough start to the season. Yeah,
they've certainly been rocked by injuries, Collingwood, and we do put a good amount of time into our position. So we've seen they've brought in a couple of their stronger players in the last game or so, and so we do our homework on them, and again prepare well early in the week, and then put a massive focus basically from today into our style of game and how we need to perform regardless of our opposition.
And then just finally a comment on Pride rounds, obviously a special round this week for the competition more broadly and the club. What does that sort of mean to you, and also seeing someone like Abby and Hannah Ewing's come together and create that beautiful Guernsey for the girls to wear this week?
Yeah, obviously a really special opportunity for players to design the Guernsey and for the group to wear it on their behalf is pretty special. And seeing Abby in particular talk to the group a week ago about where the design has come from and the inspiration and what Pride round means to her is almost more important. I think hearing Abby speak about the impact that it can have on the people that are close to her, and I think that can't be lost. Like, thing now compared to when a number of us grew up, and so to see the young people of this generation confidently speak as a freshly 22-year-old in front of the group around what it means and why it's important, that's for me the impact that it's having now, and that's really special.